Bonafide Hustler here, and today we're going to be looking at some profitable bags that you should be looking out for. What's going on, guys and gals? Chris, the Bonafide Hustler, coming to you live from the inside of my office. And today we're going to be talking about bags, some profitable bags that you should be picking up. So I'm going to be showing you some cool pictures right here of some neat bags and kind of try to train you guys on what to start looking for. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to also pick up the free guide showing you 50 used items that are profitable that you should be picking up at garage sales and thrift stores. You can get that guide, first link down below. But yeah, this show we're going to be looking at bags. And as you guys may or may not know, I do have a bag guide. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But let's get into the very first bag and talk about that. So this very first bag, I found this at a Goodwill. Now, camera bags are pretty cool. And the way you tell a bag from a camera bag is basically when you look into a camera bag, there are usually dividers of some sort inside the camera bag. So I like to think of camera bags being like three distinct kind of styles. One will be kind of sling, which is what this picture is right here. These are sling type camera bags. They're typically made by Loewe Pro, Tenba, things like that. And so these will just usually have like one big strap and you know, a cavity to fit at least a lens plus one DSLR camera and a couple accessories, maybe like a tripod and a bottle of water or something like that, but nothing crazy. That's typically a sling bag like what you're seeing right here. The other type of bags that are typically out there, bigger type bags, which are big backpack style, which are two straps, much bigger type of cavities to put the cameras plus multiple lenses, sometimes even a drone in there. And then the third type of bag will be something that's a little bit more rolling style, a little bit bigger. Usually these are used for film type projects where there's travel involved and you have to go through airports and stuff like that, hence the rolling wheels and things like that. But yeah, really good brands to look out for. Dolica, however you say it, Loewe Pro, CHEDDAR, K-A-T-A. Tenba is a really good brand as well. I can start you off right there. But yeah, camera bags are really cool, and the easiest way is to look for those dividers inside. Okay, so something interesting on my Bags to Bucks guide at the very tail end section, I put a brand that I was heavily researching at the time that I hadn't found any of it. And the funny thing is, after the guide was created, I found maybe 4 pieces of this stuff, but pretty cool things. And let me show you some of these pieces right now. So this brand, first of all, is Fish Pond, which is typically a fly fishing type of brand. It's much like Orvis, and Orvis has some cool things that are similar to Fish Pond, but Fish Pond definitely has what seems to be the market share in this category, and they do very well. So I learned more about Fish Pond in a hands-on kind of experience when I went to Colorado. And some of those mountain towns, they, you know, really big in fly fishing, and so you get to see these things, these bags in real life and touch them and everything, and kind of understand like why, you know, some of these bags are $200, $300, for example. And so right here, at a garage sale, I found a Fish Pond reel case. When you take apart the fly fishing reel, you kind of put it in this case right here. This thing was brand new, it had tags actually, and I bought it at a garage sale, if I'm not mistaken, for 10 or 20 bucks, either way. I believe it sold for around 144 bucks on eBay, so that was pretty cool. Easy kind of thing to resell. I knew about the brand prior to this. Also, when I picked up this bag, I also picked up another one that was kind of junkier, and the zipper was off and it had a couple holes. That bag sold for 40 bucks. It was just a typical, just normal kind of everyday fly fishing gear bag. And then another one right here that I found at a Goodwill. This was a front and back type of fly fishing, more like a vest. And this one sold for like 60 plus on eBay. And that was, I think, 6 bucks at Goodwill, maybe 7 bucks. Which was interesting because I found actually one side at Goodwill, and I had to hunt around for the other side because it detaches towards the top. So yeah, it's a vest when it wants to be. It can also be 2 separate bags when it wants to be. But remember this brand, Fish Pond, because when you go out there looking for bags, this is definitely something that you should be looking out for, because even in trash condition, it still sells for good money. Another cool bag that I recently found is this one by, I think it's Maker, M-A-K-R, or it might be by Horween, H-O-R-W-E-E-N. Either way, it's Maker or Horween. This is just a typical type of rucksack / drawstring bag. Pretty cool. A lot of these bags do very well if they're made of thick canvas and thick leather accents or thick leather straps, which this bag had. This was a $10 bag, and this should sell for right around 80 to 100 bucks, like no problem. But that style bag is pretty cool, and you should definitely be looking out for this general style. A lot of companies will attempt to make a general style like this, and they still sell for pretty decent money, like Fossil, J. Crew, certain Gap bags. You know, this general style, people like to buy it, and so you can find, you know, kind of generic type thick canvas slash thick straps and some leather accents type of bag, and you can sell for already like 50 bucks or something like that. You start getting a really good name brand behind it, things like CC Filson or LL Bean or something like that. And of course, the bag can start to go into the $100 category pretty quickly, or it could even be a brand like Will, you know, Provisions or something like that. So look out for this general style of bag. Easy to spot, but don't really be buying the ones that are made out of like brands such as Herschel, Herschel. It's not a good brand, and they make this type of bag, but it's very thin, and you can kind of tell, and it doesn't feel right. So yeah, you want to be finding these thicker type canvas bags with leather accents, and you can start fetching around 50 bucks or more for this general style. Here's an interesting bag that sold relatively quickly. I found this at a Goodwill on a random Friday night for around, I think it was $6. It sold for around 70. It's a Goki's vintage canvas hunting bag. I think you put fowl in here or something like that, like ducks or something when you shot them out of the air. But yeah, so this bag it was completely tarnished and just, I don't know, had stains everywhere and a couple holes. Still sold for some good money. Typically, I would look at this bag, I'm looking at the computer right now, and it's more like a tote type thing. And yeah, you know, it's something interesting looking. It has some good character to it. So I pulled the trigger on it and it sold for some good money. So that's something you should be looking out for as well. Also, in Bags to Bucks, and by the way, that's one of my guides that I built about 1.5 years ago, and it's a really good guide. I think you'll find some serious value in it. Not only do you get to see what bags to buy, but you find common bag problems like how to spot quality bags, bag brands that are just not very good. All that kind of stuff is in there. So basically, when you read this guide from start to finish, you could be a complete beginner, but by the end you'll be very knowledgeable on what to pick up. And I think the bag category is such a sleeper category. Like people when they put stuff out there in the thrift stores, especially, the bag category is easily overlooked, and you can find some serious gold in that category. Anyway, while I film this video, I'm putting a cool discount down below for the show. So go check it out. It'll be hopefully the second link down below. And if you're interested in just learning about bags, I did hook you up with a discount down below. Okay, last bag. It's kind of interesting. It's a bucket style bag, very, very thick leather. Almost like saddle-ish type, but it's not saddle-ish because it's more suede, but there's a very thick leather in this bag. This is a Coach bag. It's a bucket style tote, if I'm not mistaken. Typically when you find bags like this, it gets kind of hard to really pinpoint what the model is so much, so you kind of have to describe the bag a little bit more than trying to find the actual model. So this one would just be like bucket style tote. It's kind of in between all that kind of stuff. Thick leather suede, black, that kind of stuff is what you're looking for. And of course the brand Coach, those would be kind of the keywords you're looking for. But this bag right here was, if I'm not mistaken, right around $7 or $8 at a Goodwill. And this should sell for 100 or more all day. So not a bad find whatsoever. Just kind of sitting there in the bag category, like it just among all these other bags that were not really profitable at all. Actually, not profitable at all. This thing was just sitting there, and I touched it for 1 second. I was like, oh, that's much thicker than any other bag around here. So I looked in it, and of course it's a Coach bag, pretty cool. So this will probably be the third or fourth in the past maybe 5 or 6 months of Coach bags that I have found at a Goodwill. Pretty neat. And yeah, so that pretty much concludes the show. I wanted to make sure to train you guys on some quick things, and I think the real big takeaway on this video, I ain't gonna lie, probably that fish pond brand. You should definitely be looking out for that kind of stuff. But if you like videos like this, don't forget to hit the like button and follow me on The Bonafide Hustler on Instagram as well. I'll see you guys there. Take it easy. Goodbye.